Hello everybody, and cheers. Today I got a Diet Pepsi. I already drank a lot of it, didn't get the fresh crack with y'all, but cheers. Today is a beautiful day. This is Sunday Chats on a Monday. I failed to prepare this week, and I learned a lesson rather quickly about trying to post every week is should probably pre-record some videos. So episode 2 is one day late. Today is actually Monday. Got some time on a lunch break today and came to a park that I've never been to, but this is really nice. Pause in the day to come here, be outside. Beautiful day to do so. Today, the title of the video is going to be something about waiting, like stop waiting. And I feel like this is something that I've done a lot of in my life. Well, more so I would say in like the last year or two, it's kind of hit home a little bit harder for me than it did in my previous life, past years, whatever. My life has changed a lot in the last few years. To getting married, to having a child, to working a regular job. I grew up, those couple people that know me and know a lot about me, I grew up a professional bowler, and that was my entire life. I just bowled from the age of 8 up until literally a few years ago. That was going to be it for me. I was just going to bowl. Thought I had my life figured out. That was where all my goals and aspirations were. But the last 3-4 years now, I got a regular job, which is fine. It wasn't nearly, as horrible as I thought it was going to be when I was growing up. But I did give up on those dreams just because for a few reasons. I fell out of love with the sport, for one. It wasn't bringing me the same satisfaction it once did when I was younger. I was a shy and awkward kid, and bowling kind of forced me to come out of my shell because it was something I was really good at, and people just wanted to be my friend. They wanted to hang out with me. People wanted my autograph, and when you're a shy young kid and something brings you, like an impact on people and people wanting to come to you and not having to seek it out, which you're not good at, it made me love the sport more, for sure, for what bowling did for me. And I have so many great memories doing it, traveling the world. But I don't really want to talk about that too much, but that all goes to say, I fell out of love with the sport because I was just more content of who I was as a person. I didn't need to be known. I don't need fame. I don't need those things in order to feel fulfillment. And that's kind of what I was chasing at a young age. And once I realized I didn't want that, I realized I didn't love the game as much as I thought I did. And then I moved in with my now wife. We got a dog together, and priorities just changed in that I didn't love it anymore. So I hated leaving home. I hated being away from her. So it was just the obvious route to take. It just completely shifted my life around from throwing a ball at some pins to working, which is something I never thought about doing. I just thought I was going to bowl forever. So yeah, now I have a kid, beautiful daughter, and have kind of had to figure out what I'm going to do in this world. And at the end of the day, I was kind of nervous going into this video. Like, I don't exactly know what I'm going to say. And I feel like a lot of talking to this camera and talking to you guys, I know at this moment we have 6 subscribers, pretty good. I appreciate every single one of you. This is almost like more vulnerable than I get in personal life with friends. This is like a video journal that I'm just posting out online, and some of the friends that will see it it's kind of weird probably seeing me talk like this. So this is a new thing for me, right? It's a new thing. But what I journal, I try to journal a good amount. I've fallen in and out of it many times. I've been trying to keep up with it more, and I have kept up with it more. But one of the things that keep coming across in my journal, like, what do I want out of this life, right? And the only things that really stick there are, I just want to be a loving husband, loving father. I want God in my life, and I want to be able to provide for my family. That's it. That's all I want. There's no Lamborghinis in there. There's no mansions. There's no $1 billion, whatever it is. It's just loving husband, father, child of God, and a provider. And provider can mean many, many things. And, to reach these goals, there's certain ways of being. And I found, just through journaling, that when you're stressed about things going on in your life, for example, the one that this channel is going to kind of be about is just, this is almost just like a journal of trials and tribulations of being content of where you're at and the journey to a healthy relationship with money and how to acquire it a bit. Obviously I'm trying to acquire money, but being content where I'm at. And when I think about the characteristics of the person I need to be in order to do that for my family, they're super attainable. Like, you don't need $1 million to be those things. You don't need that in order to do it. And one kind of breakthrough I had recently was my best friend asked me to write my life as if I had all the money in the world. What would I do? If I didn't have to worry about money at all, what would my daily routine look like? And that daily routine was just pretty dang close to what I could be doing right now, with a few exceptions. And it made me realize, like, what am I waiting for? The grass is not always greener. It's not always greener. But I feel like a lot of the time I sit in my head and think about, oh, this would be so much easier if this. I could easily do that if this. If I didn't have this to worry about, then I could do this. And I've done a lot of things to challenge that, like challenges for myself. And I finish those challenges and I'm able to do it. But then when I go back into my daily life, it's like I fall right back into the if this then that excuse world. But yeah, when I wrote down what I wanted to do, like what a day in the life would look like if I had all the money in the world and didn't have to worry about it, it really made me realize, what am I waiting for? I can do that right now. I mean, the gist of it was getting up early, going for a run, working out in my home gym, of course, which I don't have yet. Getting into a cold plunge in the morning. I love cold plunges. Also in my home gym. All things I could do, just not in the home gym. Then eating breakfast with my family, hanging out with them, getting ready for market open, preparing. I am live streaming to people. In this scenario, my ideal day, I'm live streaming to people to help them, to help me. At this point, I'm much better at trading because I got my emotions in check. And trade till 10, 11 o'clock, and then hang out with the fam the rest of the day, and then work on some online coaching, YouTube channel stuff, which is a reason why I started doing this, is from that realization of that thought experiment. This is something I'd want to do. If I make it, make it in my eyes, then I want to help the person that felt hopeless. Not that I feel hopeless now, but there's moments that it just felt like nothing could, like it just is unattainable, you know, and thoughts could be very challenging to overcome. Fortunately, I didn't deal with that much in my life, but I dealt with it for probably 6-7 months last year into this year. And in my journal, you could just see how poorly I was thinking. And I just made a choice to just refuse that and think differently again. And my mood and everything has completely changed in the last 2 months. But yeah, even this right here, like, I wanted to wait till I was, a perfect trader. I wanted to wait till I had $500K in the bank and I've proven myself. I've done the things already, and then I'll start. But it's like, why? Why wait? If this is something you want to create, why not start now? And it's fun. It's exciting. It's scary. There's always going to be fear in doing things that you want to do, but maybe you have doubts on that you can be the one to do it. And just like with my trading, with this, I'm not really setting expectations. My expectations are just to be consistent and not be perfect and see where it goes, if anywhere. Maybe I build a few good friendships from this, which I feel like could be starting already. Meet some great people. But yeah, I don't know if I've done a good job articulating my words here, but the point of this is to just let you know, if there's a life that you want to live and you're telling yourself why you can't live that life, stop waiting. Just go live as closely to that life as you can under the circumstances you have, and that life will come. And that's what I'm doing. By no means am I perfect, by no means, and have fully understood and learned this and see the fruits of that. But I can tell you I'm a whole lot happier not being negative in my head and by doing something to live the life I want to live than the opposite, the head filled with excuses and reasons why you can't do it. So yeah, go out there. I challenge you to go out there and figure out who you want to be and what that looks like. And maybe even do the same thought experiment. Write down what you would do if you had unlimited money and money didn't matter. What would your daily routine look like? I think people underestimate how bored they could be with all that time. So what would your daily routine look like? And what's stopping you from doing that now? But yeah, that's the video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you made it to the end, that's wild. I feel like these videos could be hard to watch. But if you made it to the end, drop a little comment that says diet, so I know you made it. Diet Pepsi. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'll get better at talking to a camera at some point. Don't really know how to end it, so see you next week.